You know what, folks? For this one, we are going to do something a little bit different. We are not going to talk much about how we got where we got on the scoreboard, which, by the way, was 5-1. But why we are not going to talk much about it is because, frankly, I don't put a whole lot of stock into the scoreboard in this game, given the situations, the two differing situations of these two teams. And actually, even Rod Brindamore agreed with me as he pointed out that the Caps were on the second half of a back-to-back 3 games in 4 nights, and frankly, not much left to play for in the standings, unless you want the President's Trophy, which I know most fans could certainly live without. So yeah, let's forget the scoring recap that we would normally do, and let's instead talk the bigger playoff-focused picture here, because this game, folks, was an absolute shit show. For one thing, Logan Thompson appeared to be injured after a hard shot from the Canes early rang right off of his mask, and he would indeed be pulled out of the game with what the team termed an upper body injury after the first period. And so Charlie Lindgren would have to come in to play on back-to-back nights. As Connor McDavid would say, it's not fucking ideal! And yeah, second half of a back-to-back for the Caps, like I said, with travel, just as it seems to be almost every single time that the Caps go to Carolina, and the Hurricanes were fully rested again, just as it seems to be almost every single time that the Caps go to Carolina. So listen, I'm not going to make excuses for the Caps here. I want to see them pick up their play just like anybody else, but all I'm saying is that this game for the Caps was kind of one of those scheduled losses that every team talks about. And so it was really no wonder that it devolved into what it did between these two teams last night. So let's talk about it. And well, first of all, the referees, as per usual, had absolutely zero control of this game. The power plays were, to put it mildly, confusing at best, particularly every time it looked like the Carolina Hurricanes should be getting a penalty. They are somehow the ones who end up on the power play. And then we have got Jalen Chatfield of the Carolina Hurricanes with a UFC style leg sweep takedown of the youngster Connor McMichael. It was a complete slew foot, a cheap play, a dirty play, a dangerous play, just complete bullshit there by Jalen Chatfield. And we now know that the league will not do anything about it in the way of supplementary discipline. Of course, this isn't our first day on planet Earth, right? And so, us Capitals fans, we knew that there would be no supplementary discipline even before that announcement comes out from the NHL. And why is that? Because it is an opponent of the Washington Capitals who have committed this infraction, this dangerous play that could have injured somebody's head. It is an opponent of the Washington Capitals who have committed it, and opponents of the Washington Capitals do not get suspended. Everybody knows that. But that's okay, because these two teams meet again in about a week, and I am sure that judge, jury, and executioner Tom Wilson will be more than ready to go for that one. The Caps have Tom Wilson and plenty of other guys who will handle business if the league will not do it on their behalf. And that's the thing, right? Carolina Hurricanes kind of biting off more than you can chew here. The Carolina Hurricanes do not play this style. The Carolina Hurricanes cannot play this style. Did you guys catch Tom Wilson asking Sebastian Aho, quote, "Who's going to protect you?" Seriously, who is going to protect you after Sebastian Aho got away with that chicken shit slash? And then Wilson is asking the entire Carolina bench to confirm who's going to protect him. The answer is nobody. There is not one person on the entire Carolina Hurricanes roster who is standing up to Tom Wilson, and Tom Wilson knows that. This is the style of game that the Washington Capitals would be more than happy to play come playoff time. The Carolina Hurricanes cannot match up to them in that regard, not even close. And like I said, the Washington Capitals, they know that. So if you're a Hurricanes fan, right, all 12 of you, you are probably hoping that Rod Brind'Amour tells his guys to just knock it off and get back to playing a style that is going to be more conducive to the Carolina Hurricanes winning a playoff series. If you're a Capitals fan, you're like, hell yeah, baby, try us. Now, the one goal for the Caps that we will talk about was the 892nd of Alexander Ovechkin's illustrious National Hockey League career. Beautiful goal, hell of a shot that we have seen so many times throughout his career. Beats Frederik Andersen clean, an absolute howitzer, a clap bomb on the one-timer from Alexander Ovechkin. Like I said, we've seen it so many times throughout his career. Great pass from Jacob Chychrun on the primary assist. Dylan Strome as well with another great pass for the secondary assist. So Strome to Chychrun, over to Ovi. Ovi hammer time. And yeah, like I said, that is the 892nd goal of his National Hockey League career. It is also his 39th goal of this season already. This being his age 39 season. 39th goal he has scored to his age now at age 39. That is just absolutely unbelievable stuff by the Capitals' longtime captain and the very soon to be, in fact, greatest goal scorer of all time in NHL history. Just 2 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky's all-time record now, just 3 away from surpassing it. And Ovi actually has a chance to do it in fewer games than Wayne Gretzky too, as the Capitals captain has currently played 2 fewer games than Wayne Gretzky did in his career. So to think about that, right? To think about not only breaking the once thought unbreakable record, but to actually do it in the same or fewer games than Wayne Gretzky did in the era that Alexander Ovechkin has played in, right? Where it has been so hard across the National Hockey League to score goals throughout most of Ovechkin's career. To think about actually doing that in fewer games than Wayne Gretzky did, it is absolutely insane. And yeah, folks, he is 2 away, like I said, from tying this record, this all-time record, a hat trick away now from breaking it, with the Caps' next game being a home game at Capital One Arena against the Chicago Blackhawks, the same Original Six franchise you may remember that Ovechkin did score a hat trick against to hit 800 National Hockey League goals just a few short years ago. Listen, I'm not encouraging anyone to bet money, right? But all I am saying is that I will personally be throwing a few dollars down for him to break the record with a hat trick on Friday night at home in Washington. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Yeah, if you are one of those lucky fans who has tickets to that next game upcoming for the Washington Capitals at home, like I said, Friday night against the Chicago Blackhawks, man, I really, really do believe wholeheartedly that you are in for a treat, folks. Congratulations to you if you have tickets for that one. That is going to be, I think, like I said, I truly believe, I truly feel it in my heart, a special night for Washington Capitals fans and hockey fans everywhere. And even if I'm wrong, you know what? The Caps have plenty of games left here for Ovechkin to break that all-time goals record. So Caps, for their part, team outlook, they will be looking to get right back on the horse against the Chicago Blackhawks on Friday night. Brush off this loss to the Hurricanes on the second half of a back-to-back. Get back to playing Washington Capitals hockey. I really, really want to see them picking up their game here once again down the stretch. They have been going through, if we're being honest, a bit of a lull here, despite still picking up more than enough wins, which, to be honest, like it is kind of expected. Rod Brindamore even said it, right? Like, what do the Caps have to play for at this point, really, as far as the standings go, right? So it's always expected that you are going to have a little bit of a lull. Many teams experience that after they clinch a playoff spot, and the Caps, by the way, have clinched home ice already as well. So for them, for any team, like I said, it is normal to have a little bit of a letdown, a little bit of a lull after clinching that playoff spot, and certainly for the Caps, like I said, already having clinched home ice. So more importantly will be how they play down the stretch here, looking for them to get their game back in order, just as it has been, for the large majority of this season so far, right? They have played great on the whole for much of the season, right? For most of the season. So looking for them to get back to that down the stretch run here, these last several games. And yeah, man, like I can't wipe the smile off of my face, honestly. I just really think that we are about to see something very, very special here for Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. So, babes, hope that you will be along here with us for this ride. It is going to be an absolute blast. Thank you all so much for watching today. As always, really, really appreciate you fine folks, down there in the DMV area and all over. I know there are Caps fans all over the world watching this goal chase, watching the team get ready for the playoffs here. So I appreciate all of you guys so, so much. Those loyal, listeners, watchers, I don't know what you want to call yourselves, followers. But yeah, I appreciate each and every single one of you so much. If this is your first time here today, if you do, if you like the channel, if you enjoyed the video, click on that subscribe button for me. If you would like to follow along, we would love to have you here with us. Like I said, down the stretch run here, what should be a very special stretch run for our Washington Capitals. So the more the merrier, babes. It is going to be an absolute blast. I can pretty much, don't want to guarantee it because I am superstitious. I'm a goalie. But yeah, I have a feeling in my heart that we are about to see something really, really special here as Capitals fans, as hockey fans in general. It is going to be amazing. I truly, truly believe. So like I said, babes, if you want to follow along, click on that subscribe button down below if you have not already done so. Love to have you here with us. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for, liking these videos, commenting on these videos, sharing your thoughts with myself, your fellow fans. I always love reading your guys' comments. Thank you to everyone who shares these videos around. It really, really makes a difference. Subscriber count has been going up. So I appreciate all of you guys so, so much, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. And until next time, babes, and as always, let's go, Caps.